fight. Young Joe, with valor and might, we'll make it right. Through the battles, and we won't back down. We're the G.I. Joe, the best around. Ooh, yeah. In the heat of battle, we rise to the occasion. With courage in our hearts and unwavering dedication, our mission, united to protect and defend. Fighting for justice until the very end. United to protect and defend, fighting for justice until the very end. Brave soldiers, we stand tall, marching forward, one and all. Together we'll conquer, we won't back down. Nothing can stop us, we wear the crown. We are the heroes of the battlefield, fighting for what's right, our spirits never yield. With every step we take, we'll conquer and endure, as we honor the soldiers who came before. Got to get tough, y'all, Joe.
Warning. From the Hildt cautions that mature content may ensue during this video that includes foul language, possible adult situations, violent implications, and perhaps a little something something. Wink wink. Nudge nudge. A little racy even. Keep in mind that it's all in good fun. Now that we've gotten all prim and proper, please enjoy the show.
Greetings, I'm Logan, the G.I. Joe Gamer, and at the request of Sith Lordly, banger for my military action game. I'm going to do this little short Joe tank. It may not be short, depends on how long we hang out. But what I mean is, I'm not going to be doing a classified figure because I don't have that one, because they don't have one. But since Lordly requested that we take a look at this guy here, I don't have his accessories. I don't know where his gun is. I have it somewhere. It might even be in the vehicle. I do have, in one of my bins somewhere, I do have the back half of the Marauder motorcycle tank, which let's take a look at it. I have pics of it. This is what it looks like. And the front half actually separates from the back and the little tank part. And that Marauder, he didn't come with this vehicle, but he was supposed to be the driver for it. Battle Force 2000 was something they did in 87 and 88. And they did have another character that came out in 89 too, and another vehicle, but it sort of worked. They each had a part that came off of the vehicle that would assemble what they called the Future Fortress. And I don't know if you can see his part in there, but it's like the back corner, and I think actually there are Dodgers right there at the back by it. Now that's let me see. Now that's
Oh yeah, I remember.
yeah, it's in there somewhere. I don't remember it. It didn't really ever assemble very well. I mean, it was a good idea, and we've got some artwork here for the Marauder motorcycle tank, which I thought was an interesting combination. And there's a picture of the back of the box. Then, of course, we got the whole Battle Force 2000 team. I thought I'd show that a clip of that. And let's see. We're gonna find out together. So it's a little something something. Is he a Joe? Yes, he is a Joe. He's from Battle Force 2000. And you remember seeing that? Cool. Like I said, as it shows in this picture, that's why I wanted to share this one. Each of the vehicles came with a part that came off and would go together to assemble that, which they considered a future fortress. It never really snapped together very well. It just kind of you sat it all the pieces together, and it was kind of a letdown because you'd have to buy 6 vehicles to get the whole future fortress, plus have the other the vehicles that could separate and go off on their own, which was kind of cool. But then you also had to buy the figures separately. Now, they came out separately, but they also came in 2 packs, and I don't remember which one Dodger came with. Let's see, the other one. I think I got all the. There's the other picture of Dodger I wanted to share. We got time to buy it on eBay. Well, good luck. Yes, good luck with that. So, first up, I'm going to read the file card. Here it is right here. Codename Dodger. He's the Marauder driver for Battle. His faction is G.I. Joe Battle Force 2000. His file name is Richard Redwick. Primary military specialty, armored vehicle maintenance. Secondary military specialty, electronics maintenance. Birthplace, South Bend, Indiana. By his specialties, it sounds like he's a janitor, but because he maintains everything. His grade is E7, which makes him in the Army a sergeant first class, which is pretty impressive. That's 1 step below a master sergeant. Tiger asks, "Is this your favorite banger? Dodger your favorite character?" Let me see. Let's read the first paragraph here. The modern armored fighting vehicle operator has access to a varied array of high-tech driving aids, and Dodger is well-versed in the use of all of them, including the holographic night vision goggles, holographic lens system combined with phosphorus image intensifying tube, thermal image range finders, non-coherent pulse Doppler radars, and computer-driven multi-mode situational displays. That sounds like a bunch of techno babble to me, but it sounds pretty cool. He's probably high-tech's BFF. He might be. I mean, I never thought about that, but if they would have continued Battle Force 2000, high-tech probably would have been a member of that sub-team. That's funny. No, but I wanted to know more about him. Oh, okay, cool. So, do you want to bust a cap at him too? So let's read the last little bit here. This guy was driving tracked vehicles before they had any of these fancy new gadgets. If he has to, he unbuttons the hatch, sticks his face in the wind, and steers by instinct and guts. Sure, he's an expert with all the new hardware, but who knows if it's all going to work when the chips are down. Dodger isn't dependent on them, and that makes him somebody you can depend on. So I like these little file cards that Larry Hollow would write, and this one was no exception. One of the good ones. I'm not sure if he wrote this particular file card, which when they re-released him in '91 or '92 as part of the Sonic Fighters, um, they changed things up a little bit. He was laser demolitions, electronic, but he still had electronic maintenance. Um, and then they changed the wording a little bit, but I'm not going to go into this file card because we're talking about the original figure here. Hey, Kate, how you doing? Narrative driven art. Um, so he's a puppy. Yeah, we got everybody saying hi. I want to give everybody a shout out who's here. Banger, Tiger, my wife, my dear wife, and Ben was one of my kids. It's a fluffy dog, and it looks like we've also got narrative driven art. Kate, welcome everybody. I also want to give a shout out to Made in the World of Wax, who also happens to be alive right now. I didn't mean to go live when he did. I thought they would be done by now, but I was wrong. Did my math wrong. But I pinned his link in the chat in the comments right there above you guys. So if you guys want to go check him out, feel free. I went over and gave him a like already, but we'll get back into this now. Since Banger is a motorcycle driver, we'll take him off this here battle stand, and I'm going to put him on a motorcycle. Like I said, I do not have his Marauder anymore. I have the back section mixed in with the rest of my feature fortress. But I'll put him on the Ram cycle here. This is my original Ram. I never had the sidecar. When I got this in a thrift store, it was all broken. We got Katana Life. And I got this really cool card series that Sith Lordy suggested I get, and I happened to have the money for it at the time. So I got this card series from I think '91. I think it's written on the box here. Yeah, 1991 in Pell. There were 200 cards in the series, and Dodger is one of those cards. And they have some information about him. It's pretty much similar to what was on his file card, so I'm not going to go into reading that. Besides, it's really small. even with my glasses, let's get this the right way. But even with my glasses, that's kind of hard to read, and I don't know if the camera will focus on it. But see if we can get a good shot there. But anyway, these are really nice cards, and I'm glad I picked up this whole card series. I used to have some in the individual packs, but I never had the whole series. So it was nice when I actually could just buy the whole series, and it was a really good deal on eBay for like $25. So I was glad I could pick that up, and so it was cool because I could add it to this little video about Dodger. Now, Battle Force 2000, they had a animated commercial for the figures. He had Dodger had when he came out, he had this little. He's got these pegs on his head. He had this little plastic communication device that went over his ear, but that had a microphone that came down to his face. So he basically was not only the squad leader for Battle Force 2000, but he was also their communications dude. He could call in his own airstrikes and everything. Now they had a pilot in that group called Maverick, and I'm sure that was based off the movie Top Gun in a lot of ways. But he was an Air Force guy. They changed it up as much as Larry Hama dared, I suppose. And he came with the Vector jet. Let me put this back up here so you can see. The Vector jet is the one on the right hand side there, above the Sky Sweeper. It had this little pod that came out. I think that was actually the coolest one of the series of vehicles. And Maverick was my favorite of Battle Force 2000, and he was an officer. He was a captain. So he was the officer of Battle Force 2000, and Dodger was a squad leader. So he's sort of like a Duke to Hawk. So he was their sergeant. They were all sergeants in that group, but he was the only one that had. He was 2 ranks above him. He at E7, with the exception of Captain Maverick. So say, Mark Hockman, hello, sir. Oh yeah, Top Gun is Navy. Yeah, Top Gun's Navy, and Maverick was Air Force. And now they didn't really have a lot in the comic books with Battle Force 2000. They had a few where it just featured Battle Force 2000, and Dodger was always probably featured as the most important character in Battle Force 2000. And they had a special mission with Maverick, which was really cool. I'm pretty sure that was Special Missions 13. And Firefly stole the Vector, and Maverick went after it. So we almost have the whole mad crew here. Let's go live right now with a game session. No, I don't have anything planned, but that would be cool. Anyway, he came with his big old rifle, which I have, but I couldn't find it. Let me see if in the picture it shows it. It had this little grip on the bottom there, and they're showing him holding it from the top from the handle. But like I said, it was a massive rifle. So it's pretty cool. I like I said, it's probably with the vehicle, that back part that I still have. Let's see. Wow, you think you'd like that game? I mean, anyway, um, they had an event later on in the GI Joe comic book series from Marvel that Larry Hama wrote, where it was called the Battle of Benzene, and Battle Force 2000 got caught in a massive crossfire in an oil field, and Cobra just basically bombed the crap out of it. And all of Battle Force 2000, including Captain Maverick, were killed. But Dodger survived. Dodger ended up surviving that battle, and he is the only surviving member of Battle Force 2000, according to the comics. Even the newer guy DJ, who joined him later, was in that. He was there with them, and he was even killed. So Dodger basically just became a regular Joe after that, and they didn't really do much with Battle Force 2000, as far as I know, in the comics after that. And I don't know if they did much with it at all in any other comics, Devil's Due or IDW. And I don't know if they're going to do anything with it in Image, because basically in Larry Hama's canon, all the Battle Force 2000 are dead except for Dodger. So he might have Dodger come back as a Joe, because, like I said, Dodger later on went and joined the Sonic Fighters. Yes, rest in peace. It's amazing how he knows all this from memory. Yeah, this is true. A side mission. But it's kind of sad, because I really like Maverick, and it seemed like Larry Hama did like Maverick as well, because he featured him in several different story arcs. But not Dodger. In fact, other than the 2 incidences where he had a major storyline with Battle Force 2000, Dodger wasn't early in the comics. Yeah, besides the Battle of Benzene, there were 2. There was one where Dodger led the squad without Maverick, and Mutt joined him because Mutt was bored or whatever, and then Junkyard got injured, and then Mutt wanted to go after the Dreadnoks. G.I. Joe is Logan's superpower. Yeah, I'd have to say that's probably true. It truly is, yes. So, if you have any questions about Dodger, I'd be happy to try and answer them. He came out in 1987, like I said. At one point, he came out in a 2-pack, and another time he came out in a single pack. I got him in the 2-pack, and let me look up on yojo.com here real quick, and I will find out who he was packaged with real quick. My computer, for some reason, is running really slow and doesn't want to load anything on the internet. Here it goes. Probably because I'm live. Let's see here. We'll go to 1987. Yojo.com is one of the best sources for vintage G.I. Joe figures. You can find out about all the figures, when they came out, if they came with something. He was packaged with Knockdown. Yes. Okay. So Knockdown was the skyscraper driver, and the skyscraper the Knockdown was my least favorite of the Battle Force 2000 team. Is that why you wanted more info? Yeah, pretty much. Because that's pretty much it. Now, my take on Dodger, I like the character. My favorite of the Battle Force 2000 was Maverick. And then I'm pretty sure the figure that came with it was Blocker. They were the first two I got, and I really liked those two characters. And then I got Blaster and Avalanche, and Dodger and Knockdown were the last two I purchased. So I really didn't get to know the characters very well. And then in the comics, they weren't featured a lot, with the exception of Maverick, and that's probably why he was my favorite. And see, yes, he's not necessarily an obscure character, because later on he did become a member of Sonic Fighters in the 90s. So they did re-release him in different colors. They weren't bad. I still prefer the original, but I generally do with most things. Um, was he in the cartoon? No, he was never in the cartoon. Like I said, he was featured animated in a commercial. You could probably find that on YouTube, and it's just probably the general Battle Force 2000 commercial. And whether he was actually featured in the commercial, in the animated part or not, I don't know. They probably all were briefly, just like Tiger Force was in a commercial briefly. That was right after G.I. Joe the movie, and the Sunbow series kind of petered out and died at that point, and it ended with G.I. Joe the movie. And so in late 87, 88, that's that gap in there, that they have all these really cool characters that didn't get any animation because there was no animated series going at the time. And then in 89, uh, the Deke company came out with Operation Dragonfire, and then they started having they had another 2 seasons for GI Joe, which was kind of cool. They featured a lot of the characters in that. In '89 with Operation Dragonfire, they featured Slaughter's Marauders and the Python Patrol, which was kind of neat. So if you haven't seen Operation Dragonfire, it's definitely worth watching. Some of the Deke series, the intro is actually really cool, and some of the episodes are really good. They had some snoozers, but they had some pretty good episodes of that too. It was fun, at least, if you're a GI Joe fan, and I'm a bit of a GI Joe fan, so there we are. My take on Dodger and where he's at places in the GI Joe hierarchy. Um, I kind of follow Larry Hama's headcanon in a lot of ways. So for me, he is the surviving member of Battle Force 2000, and as a sergeant first class, uh, he's definitely one of the go-to guys for the motor pool. And like Banger was saying earlier, he would definitely be in that tech guy category. So Larry Hama for life, yes sir, yes sir. So, like I said, if you have any other questions about him, there's really not a lot of information. I mean, they did have a bit about him on Wikipedia, but I don't remember it being very big. I mean, they may have expanded it since I last read it, but I didn't think it was worth. Yes, I didn't think it was worth. Bring it up on here, but they probably, if I remember right, it just kind of reiterated part of the file card. So, um, and I probably didn't do as well as I just did on explaining who and what Dodger is to GI Joe. Now, originally, the Battle Force 2000 was brought out to be a counter to Destro's Iron Grenadiers, and in fact, the Iron Grenadiers, when they came out, they actually had the Battle Force 2000 logo on the boxes. So They were meant to be a counter to each other, but they never, in the comics or anywhere else, did they ever cross paths except for possibly that animated cartoon for the commercial. And I don't remember watching it. It wasn't very memorable. Love watching interviews of Larry Hama. Yes, yes. There were some of them were on the DVDs, and I did see some on YouTube. I don't read it if it's not Larry Hama. Well, I I might write some GI Joe fan art here in the future. I love the series, and as far as I'm concerned, our military action game is my rendition of what would happen in the future to GI Joe if deviants enter the world. So check out the military action game every third Monday in a month. So he has a similar view on the story as Logan does. Yes. Well, I actually, my headcanon is kind of intermingled with Larry Hama's. I take what I like from that, and I take what I like from the cartoon, and I use a lot of both. Oh, by the way, there he is up there on the shelf behind me. If I get right there, boom, there's Gung Ho's cameo. Okay. He doesn't know it how it folds out until he writes it. Yes, I write very similar to Larry Hama, and when I found that out, I thought that's pretty cool because that's how I write. Okay, I appreciate that, buddy. On the exception, so I showed him on the Ram, but that mic is really old. So I will go ahead and go one step further for you guys and put him on the modern Ram cycle that I have. Which I have the sidecar for, and I've showed this off before. And they do have a classified version of this Ram, which I have taken a look at. What we got here? My mouse will continue to work. This reminds me of how there was one commercial from the 70s that showed the prototype design for a Teen Titans counterpart to the Justice League International. The old Super Friends era of DC animation. Yeah, I love the Super Friends, dude. When I was a kid, that was a go-to jam. For some reason, they just didn't actually produce the series, though. It happens. They try to promote things, and then it doesn't get off the ground or greenlit, as they say. So that happened a lot. Yes. So if you don't have any other questions, Banger, I mean that's my take on Dodger. I do have something else for you, so I'll play that, and if somebody has a question, I'll try to answer it. Here we go.
Dodger, the leader of the pack, riding motorcycles, never looking back with his squad. Battle Force 2000, a Joe with a rebel attitude. Instinct and guts guide his hands. Dodger sees his fight through enemy lands, never hesitated. Always on the attack in the face of danger. He never holds back, ride or die. Dodger takes the lead.
Tiger has that right. I try to add to my collection generally as much as I can and when I can. I've had all of Battle Force 2000 since it came out in '87. It took me a while to collect all the vehicles. The figures I had really quick. And so I was trying to get each vehicle with each figure, and I managed to do that pretty well. And then, like I was telling Banger earlier, I did have when I was living in California, and I had some neighbor kids. I had a basement, and I had an outdoor one of those outdoor slanted doors that was the entrance to the basement, and somehow these kids managed to get in there without breaking the lock or anything. I don't know how they did it, but they took quite a few of my vehicles. One of them was the Marauder motorcycle, the front part, and the other was my uh, Mud Fighter. But it was a green plane that was pretty cool. That came with a guy named Dogfight, who was also an interesting character. But so I lost both of those vehicles then, and also my gantry for my space shuttle. They damaged it so bad I couldn't do anything with it, and so I ended up having to. I sold it to them, which is kind of sad. Let me see here. Every birthday, every Christmas, every time you ask what do you want, he always says GI Joe. Yes, I do. I enjoy the 25th anniversary style the best in the smaller scale. Yeah, I kind of do too. I find the vehicles work well with them regardless. Is that your experience being able to pair 82 up on vehicles with the 25th anniversary? Sometimes. Sometimes they're a little too big, but generally they fit. And yeah, you can use the vehicles. The one I use the most is the APC. And you know what? Oh, okay. Yeah. Let me put on something, and I'll share something with you. Tiger Star Cross, please come and get all my non GI Joe stuff and sell it for me so I can buy more GI Joe. Right. He sold a lot of my old stuff. Yeah, you gave me permission. All right, so I'm gonna put this on and I'll be right back.
The ultimate red versus blue. Body shower isn't anything new. Cobra broke out onto the scene. G.I. Joe reported for duty unseen. Yo, Joe is the Joe's battle cry. Red is the choice of lasers to fry. Pulling up in the APC. Smoking down all enemies they can see. Cobra! They yell and shout, blue is the gleam in their beams, laying waste with their his tanks, cutting right through our dreams. Who's the side? Jojo! Cobra! Red or blue, it's up to you. Cobra is out there, slithering around in the dark. But G.I. Joe is there. The show Cobra may have the spark. You decide. Jojo.
I really like that song. So here's what I want to show you. Speaking of, sir, this is my favorite GI Joe vehicle. I have had it in a couple of videos, but I've never really showcased it or showed it off. I don't know why it's my favorite vehicle. I just love it. Maybe it's the fact that it's the first vehicle I ever bought for GI Joe. after the Dragonfly. This is my first ground vehicle I had. And this turret comes off. And I'll show you the inside here. And there's some stuff in there. So we're going to find out what's in there together. I like to, store things inside it. I used to actually store all my G.I. Joe figures in it. And everybody's laughing. Okay, so we're going to take this canopy off the back. And I really like this. Now, I think we got a little gypped here in the United States because in Great Britain, and for the Action Force, the interior of the APC actually had a med bay on one side and seats on the other, and a kind of a little command center in there. And that's pretty cool. Oh, we got some animals. I don't know what's going on here. I stored my animals here. I got an orca for Deep Six. I thought that was pretty cool. And I got a couple of dolphins. These are all G.I. Joe scale size. I thought it would be fun to do some videos with these little guys. So I've got props, is what they are. Got a hammerhead shark, so this is fun. And then a gray white, naturally. Dun, 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 dun. All right, what we got here? The APC was so cool when it came out. We could put all our Joes in it. Yes, sir. Nice shirt. Well, thank you. This is my birthday shirt, and I like the fact that it has a little Cobra, the enemy symbol on the side. So Cobra Commander is my favorite Cobra. So, he might very well be my favorite G.I. Joe character. I mean, my favorite Joe is Airtight, but let's see here. I love the fact this just comes right off. It was kind of interesting why they didn't have it hinged, but I'm glad they didn't because a lot more of these probably would have been broken. It's nice that it just came off. Now, see what we got back here is all these seats and pegs to stand the figures on. And what we'll do is we'll put Dodgers and drivers. So this is kind of cool because we could just slip Dodger right here to the APC and take a look. You can drive the APC. He's got the old steering wheel there. And we can put his hands on it if we want, but I don't want to risk messing with his fingers. And there's a lot of dust. And looks like I got me. Nope, it's not alive. There was a spider in here. Spider had made himself a home in my APC. Well, it looks cozy, don't it? Now, like I said, the British version, the Action Force version, had a section here where a figure could lay down. And you could fit Doc's stretcher right on it. And so it was kind of cool that they had this set up in here like that. And then they had the command center and some computers and stuff. And I really want one of those, but I still love this APC. I mean, to be able to put it's like, if I remember right, 28 figures in here at a time. You could sit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's like 16 on either side. Plus you could have Joe's all standing on the pegs all the way down the middle. And then you got 2 seats up front, generally for whoever's in charge, plus their clutch. Generally, I had it clutch driving this bad boy. The design really is good. I totally agree, Ben. And I like the color. The colors for the American version are definitely better. I'll give it that. Army green, yes. That olive drab for the Army. Let me see if I can actually get Dodger's hands on the steering wheel here. Ooh, yes. All right. Popped right on there without any issues. So he's in there pretty good now. All right. I never had him driving this before. This is fun. So if we just pop him in there and see if we. Yep. You're gonna have to put him over so he can actually see the steer. And there he is in there. You can see him looking through the window. I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm gonna get Dodger out of here while I put all this stuff back. Now, they did come out with another vehicle that was equally as cool as the APC, but for different reasons. And it was years later. It was in the 2000s. I like that the Joes got seatbelts. Yes, even back then they had these. Before I put everything back in here, they had these bars here. And this just is not well, of course I had to drop something. It's a Joe tape, but they have these bars here, and they're one side is a little like straight peg that you could pop in there. The other side is actually a round one, and it can swivel back and forth. So you can actually just have it sit like that and then put the Joes in. And who do we got here? We got a Rudini in the house. Always got to teach the kids right. Yep. Because even Army dudes practice safety. Yeah, we'll see about that. But you could try out the mohawk. If she doesn't like it, it can be shaved off in a minute. But then you'd have no hair. Hello, Ray. How you doing? We got a roo. I'm the only one here, so I guess I had to do it. Here we go. Let me put this back on here. We'll put Dodger over here. Put all these aminos in the back here. The APC is just, I love it because you can just stack a bunch of dudes in here, or in this case, a bunch of animals, and you put the canopy on, and you've got storage. I didn't know where to put these animals because I wanted to keep them so I could put them in videos possibly in the future. And there you go. There's your APC. Oh, yeah, this back part comes out. It's like this as a handle. So when you were carrying your figures, you could actually just carry it around like this. Pretty cool. Oh, it was also amphibious. It actually floats in water. It's pretty cool. Just drive right across the water. So it doubled as a boat. But I've got this bad boy right here. This was the Rhino. And this was probably the coolest G.I. Joe personnel carrier they ever came out with. They had a black version of this that came out first. This is the Rise of Cobra version. And it was supposed to be a limited run on the Collectors Club only. But for some reason, they put it out in Target stores. And I actually got this bad boy for $25 when it came out. It was pretty cool. And it came with a, they named him, it was basically a heavy metal figure, but they changed his name. And wow, trying to remember his name. So I'll think of the name of the vehicle driver for this. Let's see, Sick Vehicle. Oh, it is. Let's see. I fear the underwater video he wants to make. I have a submarine now too, so let me see. I have considered the Hawk, but I realized that my face shape doesn't support the look. Yeah, well, it happens. I couldn't rock a mohawk. Well, maybe I could. A Zangief look. Maybe I could do it. I saw a video the other day that said human hair grows on average around 6 inches per year. Asian hair a little faster. African hair a little slower. You know what? I think my hair has stopped growing altogether. I haven't had a haircut in a while, so I don't know what's going on with it. Let me see. I caused bullshit because when I grew mine out, it was between 10 and 12 inches in a year. Well, some people grow hair faster, man. For a fact that my hair grows faster than that. Let's see. They weren't talking about member size, Rudini. Yep. Anyway, this bad boy right here has so many different compartments and nifty little things like this right here. You push there's a little button you can push. Let me see if I can find this. Yeah, it's back here. The door pops open, and if you have a dude standing right here, he can come out and he can have a gun and he can just start shooting. And then you got the little compartment in there where Joe's can fit. Close that back up. That's the opposite to the stereotype if we're talking members. This is true. Now, on the other side, you have a similar situation where the door just pops open and you can get in there. But however, this side, you can actually, it's actually, it leads into the other compartment. You can't really see it, but I'll show you here. These things are interchangeable all over this vehicle. You can actually move these around, and wherever there's a little peg hole, you can pop the missiles on. And there is another little missile launcher that I have, but it's in here somewhere. We've misplaced it by moving this around because this is one of the ones I like to hang out, have I can see it all the time because it's one of my favorite vehicles. Let's see, that's a Batman style vehicle. Yes, sir, it is. And Rudini saying hi to everybody. Yes, the Rhino. Rhino. Now, this back compartment right here. Let me pop it open if I remember. If I can get it. It's been a while since I've actually played around with this vehicle. My door came off. Hey, that's 2. All right, we're on a roll here. Put this door back on. Yeah, the design for some of the newer vehicles was really cool in the 2000s, and they just popped together, came apart. Wait, what's up? What's up? What's up? Tiger giving me some fun here. Let me see here. I'll pop this door open. Yeah, and in the back here, there is seating for 3 right there. Yeah, that light just shining right in there. That's pretty cool. And like I said, it leads right into that back compartment. On the other side doesn't do that. It's a little different because the other side is set up as a gun port. As you can see right here, there's a gun right here, and this is one of those that's interchangeable. It comes off, it can pop around on the vehicle. But there's a little hatch right here on this side that you can pop open, and the guy can come out and fire the gun. Now, also, the hatch, just like the other side, opens up, and there's space down there for a couple of Joes. There is a little area so they can, a medic can fix up a Joe there, and also there is a computer bay, so it's kind of cool. This was definitely a nice little command center. Now, I'll do the hidden feature last, but it had like I said, all these little guns just pop right off. And so it makes it so much easier to take a look at the vehicle. Now this would be your driver's seat right here. And it looks really dusty in there. I should probably dust it out. I did spray it a little bit. So that's kind of cool. And the details on this one were really neat. Let's see here. I think it's funny that the rhino is one of your favorites because you like the animal rhinos too. I do. Yeah, the rhino is my favorite animal. Let's see. That's why I made a song called Iron Rhino. Yes, and I appreciate that. That's really cool. Now now you could say this could be the gun seat, and this could be the driver's seat. Either way, it doesn't really specify. I guess you could drive it from either side, but this was definitely a gunner seat right here because that's where this gun pops on right here, and it's pretty cool. Yeah, this little badass little gun, and it's on like a ratchet, so it'll snap into place, and so it won't move. It's kind of cool. It's not just free spinning. Let me see here. Now, it has one more feature. There's a button on the back. And I hope I can get this on camera really good here. But you push the button and you got a helicopter. Now, this thing, and this right here, I'm gonna pop it off of here. Comes right off. And so you've got yourself an attack vehicle, a flying attack vehicle or recon vehicle that comes right with the Rhino. Let me see. It's like an Iron Butterfly, but with a Rhino. Yeah, okay. How does Iron Butterfly fly? with steam, of course. Puppers is snoring really loud. Oh, we were talking about Hotch today. We're out in the backyard barbecuing and having a good time, missing Hotch. Well, I wasn't expecting that. Nope. That's what I loved about this Rhino. It has surprises. Now, I've seen a few reviews of this on YouTube that are pretty cool. So they're out there. Plop, plop, ping. Now, the rotors on this pop up like that in the middle and then snap out. And it's been like that. Looks pretty good. Now, like I was saying, all these guns and missiles, you can actually put them on the bottom like this. So you can have a missiles there, or you can put them on top like this. So you have them on top, however you want. Like I said, all these little gun things and guns and missile racks are all interchangeable. Now this actually has a little turret right here that has those little guns, but you can also take this gun right here off the front and put it on the side, and then it's got another gun. Now, this thing has one more surprise for you. The cockpit. Now, think about this. They included this with another vehicle. Cockpit, you can put 2 figures in, not just 1, 2. You have a pilot and a gunner right there, man, in tandem. You have the pilot in the back and the gunner in the front. They can be flown from either position, but that's generally how they do it. The old Cobra attack helicopter style. Let's see. The iron was pulled thin enough. I think they could do it. Iron butterflies by use of chemically expanded consciousness. Yes, sir. So the government can replace the butterflies too. I'm sure they can. Maybe they have little fans installed. Steam. They use steam. Come on, guys. Steam putting it. Maybe so, B. Would it have to be wafer thin? The government already had robot mosquitoes. They actually do, yes. I saw a video of that. Just to be sure, we know of iron butterfly, right? No, Ray, I really don't. I know of madam butterfly. But yeah, this is a really cool little helicopter. And it is a bonus vehicle. It's on its own. It's pretty badass. So, yeah, of course, it's got just plastic and molded landing gear and stuff. But it sits on its own pretty good, you know. And it's weighted right. Then you can put it right back on the main tank. And without it, you still got yourself a badass personnel carrier and tank all in one. I think they made some cool improvements, and it just pops right back in there. That's the Rhino. So I thought I'd share. Sure. Sorry, Tiger, just to be shy. Beaches itself onto shore and flops around. Now, the reason why I find these vehicles very similar is because the Rhino also is supposed to be amphibious. I've never tried it out whether this actual vehicle can float, but it does have this. It has a similar bottom, so it might be able to. Well, I'll show you the bottom of the APC. Just set it down here. Yeah, very similar bottoms. So maybe that's something we'll do someday. Try out the Rhino and see if it actually floats. It doesn't advertise for it, so it probably doesn't. And we put all these guns back on where they belong. And you got yourself the Rhino. Like I said, there is one more missile launcher. That's a single triggered missile launcher. You can actually push the button and the missile fires. But that has, got around. It's around here somewhere. We dropped it, moving things around back and forth. Rue speaking Southern. Inagata Davida. Yes, sir. Southern Hemisphere. Yep. Originally from raised from Australia, but he's been in America and Florida for so long, he lost his accent. Shall we do the does it float test? Not today. We're not gonna. I'm not set up for that. Hello, Kenneth Bird. How you doing? Want a hippopotamus for Christmas? Hippopotamonstrous yeah, phobia. What's that? The fear of hippopotamuses? I'm sure that's not what it is. StreamYard, it's so weird sometimes because right now it's telling me there's only one person watching this live stream, and I can tell that there's more than that. So I hope I got my point across on Dodger at the very least, and I hope you guys learned a bit more about Dodger, and that this was informative and fun, because that's what we like to do here on From the Hildt, is just have a good time. So I don't think I have anything more for you guys tonight. I wasn't really planning on coming on here. I came on here as a request from Sith Lordly, and so I decided to call this a Joe short take, G.I. Joe short take. So if you didn't see the beginning, you might want to go back and check that out in the replay. We got the fear of long words. Yeah, there you go. Quick, everyone put a hard word to say. No, thank you. Says one's watching to me too. I love Dodger from Los Angeles. The Dodgers, yes. Dodger Dogs. Congrats on 600 followers. Thank you, Kate. Yeah, we did reach that milestone today. Not really a milestone, but it's a mark. which is nice. And we've been struggling back and forth. And it will probably drop back down below 600 at some point. But we have reached 600 followers, and we have reached 3K watch hours. So things may be changing up a little bit on here as far as things that we can do. If and when YouTube, I've applied for it, so we may start doing super chats. But I won't do super chats. I won't treat anybody any differently. If you want to support us, great. If not, that's great too. It's whatever. But we'll put the option out there because we could always use the help here. Let's see. I'd like to connect with you on StreamYard at some point before next Dragon Head session to see about my connection. We can do that. Just hit me up on the Discord, Ray, and we'll make that happen because I can have you come into. I'll invite you into a stream that's not going to go live, and we'll talk about it and set it up. That's something we can do, bud. That should be a lot of fun. But so let's get back to who we started here a little bit, and I'll show him off some more. This here is Dodger. He's the squad leader for Battle Force 2000, who in the comics met their demise, and he was the only survivor. So, I was hoping they would say Maverick survived because I thought Larry Hama really liked that character, but I guess he decided he wasn't going to use him anymore because he killed off a lot of characters right near the end of the Marvel run from the 100 to 155, right where it ended. So, and this was like in issue 14, 15, 16, where they all met their end somewhere in the one teens, I think. Let me see. Day one, I cried and crapped my diapers. Rest in peace. Yes, fail of this week. I don't know. Just like I said, hit me up on the Discord, Ray. I don't know if that's what you're referring to, but so all right. Thank you all for joining me. And let's see what I got for you. Maybe I could play something for you on the way out because I already played both my songs. So let me see if I can pull something else up here and share something with you before I go. If you guys, like I said, if you have any questions, let me. Day one of this week, that would be tomorrow, where we're gaming. We're playing Ravagers of Carnage. We're starting at noon Mountain Time tomorrow. We'll be gaming till about 8 p.m. So about 8 hours roughly. So we're gonna have a big game, but it's our session 15. So we wanted to do something special because that's a pretty big pretty big mark for live play games. Day one of my life. Let's see. Waiting on Darkness to show. Okay, cool. I hope he shows. We like watching Darkness. Day two of my life, I cried and crapped my diapers. Okay. All right. Anyway, everybody in the chat, you guys know you're all subbed up to each other, but almost everybody in the chat has their own YouTube channel. So sub up and check everybody else out. Maiden's World of Wax. He's got the link at the top. He might still be live. I don't know. But like I said, let me see if I can pull something up here for you out of my musical repertoire. And we'll go out with some tunes here. See how that's what I really like. Got my radio show coming up this Thursday. We're going to be experimenting with that and see how much fun we can have. And I am going to go with, this would be appropriate. All right, I'll bring this up. Oh, it's too big for that. So, okay, I'll bring it up the other way. So let me see what you got here. We got a little yay on subs and thank you. I'm sure it was the same for everyone, Banger. Subs and watch hours. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. All right, so now I know where I'm at and what I'm going to play. Banger, you should enjoy this as we say goodnight. On that note, and that is my take on my short take on Dodger. If he hasn't classified, I'll do a better one. But with that, Logan out.
You broke the door and made me straw. I had to seal you in. I know you'll hate me more. No matter the reason you say it's been, there really is no score to settle. I had to seal you in. The bug was rending the choice. The stairwell was compromised. I heard your voice, I had to seal you in. You shouldn't have been surprised. We are professionals. I hated to lock it down. I carried all the decimals. It's not like you would drown. Whoops! Security protocols demanded position down below. Even though it may have felt like it was a trap, you had to be remanded without a need to know. Even still, Banger no doubt is about to bust a high-tech cap. I think he really wants to shoot me. High-tech cap.
Okay, first thing, I'm gonna cap him when I get out of here.
Without a need to know. Even still, Banger no doubt is about to bust a high-tech cap. I think he really wants to shoot me. High-tech cap. Security protocols demanding position down below. Even though it may have felt like it was a trap, you had to be remanded without a need to know. Even still, Banger no doubt is about to bust a high-tech cap. I think he really wants to shoot me. High-tech cap.
If my 20-sided will help high tech, I hope I fail.
I'm sorry. Don't shoot. Banger no doubt is about to bust a high-tech cap.
I don't
Okay.
ever want to work with that guy again.